today. I'd like to welcome Kelly. Kelly, if you could please just introduce yourself briefly and ask your question for the congressman. There you are. Hi.
Hi there. My name is Kelly Johnson, and I live in Dunedin, Florida, and I am a mixed earner. Before COVID-19, I was a restaurant manager, a gym manager, and a personal trainer. So everything was kind of floating around, working 60 hours a week. Everything got shut down. I now, because of my income, I basically have qualified for $71 a week in unemployment benefits, which is really a difficult journey. It's just a difficult journey for all of us. But one of the things that actually has happened in my unemployment is I ended up helping many Floridians get their benefits here. I work probably 15 hours a day for free to try to help navigate these complicated systems, which we touched on earlier. But it also inspired me to run for office. I tried to take out the incoming Speaker of the House. That didn't work out for me, but I am running again. So I'm making a career change. And one of the big questions that I asked in my group, and it's on so many of our minds, is our next step. Being unemployed, part of it is being attached to the reemployment end. And because we are in a pandemic and because jobs are very scarce, we're not really hooked up on that reemployment end. And many of us don't have jobs to go back to, including myself, and we're making a switch onto something else. Is the government looking at that issue here about reemployment, about ageism that many of us are facing, about the high cost of going back to school? Is there anything on the horizon that you could tell us that might be hope for those who really feel like they have nowhere to turn, no job to go to, and no future?
In terms of what is the federal government doing, what should we be doing to help people transition from job to job, career to career in this kind of a work environment? There are programs available through the Department of Labor. Frankly, I think they're archaic, like so much of our labor system through the unemployment offices and the labor office within the federal government at the state level. They're geared to yesterday's employment. And I really think that, and I've been a kind of an evangelist for this over the last few years, I think the sole mission for the federal government, I've been arguing within my party that it should be our party's central focus, is making the economy work for everyone. We're in an economy now where increasingly people, they are driving Ubers, they're participating in other parts of the gig economy. And as a result, they don't have retirement. They don't have a health plan. There's no safety net. When they're unemployed, they're out of luck. That's part of the reason we had to develop this pandemic unemployment system. And we're not going back. I don't see us going back to the kind of situation where people work for a single employer their whole life, and they work for that employer every week and every day. And so we need to make sure that our healthcare system is portable and moves with people wherever they are, that it's not a constraint for people changing professions or jobs. We need to make sure that people can get the skills that they need to pursue new careers as the economy changes and evolves, because it's evolving much more rapidly. And this, even pre-pandemic, this was true. But given the pandemic, it's all the more important that we help people get trained for new work, new professions, new places, new livelihoods. So I think you're exactly right about what we need to be doing. In Congress, we are, I think, poised to have a new focus on this very effort in the House of Representatives. I've talked to the Speaker about it, and we're trying to organize exactly how we're going to do that. But I think that really needs to be a top priority.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you so much, Kelly. And thank you, Janice, for being a part of the conversation. As we wind things down today, obviously, we got to touch on so many important subjects in the